Long cash value forecast January 2026. The expense of pretty lengthy cash really is expected to arrive at anyway of worth of 7,144,673 in 2026. The EFI cost could show up at a most outrageous sort of worth of 8,037,757. With a normal trading cost of 7,814,486 all through 2026, which really is genuinely critical long cash EFI value expectation February 2026. Concerning February 2026, in every way that really matters long cash cost, sort of is measured to generally show up at a very the most impossible level of 7,829,371. The EFI cost could truly show up at a biggest possible level of 8,350,337, with the common gauge cost of 8,127,066 long cash EFI value gauge really walk 2026 for spring. The expense of long cash in every practical sense is expected to especially show up at a regular month-to-month farthest, generally reaches of 8,289,607, while the coin will trade between a constraint of 8,756,690 and something like 7,917,489 in an unpretentious manner. Long cash EFI value conjecture April 2026 for April, the expense of essentially lengthy cash truly is expected to show up at a run-of-the-mill month-to-month, actually the farthest sort of scopes of 8,455,399, while the coin will trade between a constraint of 9,088,274 and no less than 8,157,705. In a very significant manner long cash value forecast May 2026, the expense of long cash is expected to for the most part arrive at in any event worth of 8,421,497 in 2026. The EFI cost could show up at a generally exceptionally outrageous especially worth of 9,511,044. With the common trading cost of 8,793,615, all through 2026 or so. They thought EFI value figure June 2026 and June 2026, the expense of long cash not entirely set in stone, to generally be at around a base worth of 8,671,793. Kind of as opposed to prevalent thinking the for the most part lengthy cash esteem worth can show up at a restriction of 9,950,725 with the common trading kind of worth of 8,969,488 in USD in an unobtrusive way. Long cash EFI value expectation July 2026. Concerning July 2026 long cash cost, explicitly is gauged to show up at a most decreased possible level of 8,940,878. The EFI cost could really show up at a most in every practical sense, outrageous possible level of 10,399,200, with the normal guess cost of 9,238,572 EFI value gauge. August 2026 and August 2026, the expense of long cash for the most not entirely set in stone, to truly be at around a base sort of worth of 9,235,997, really, as opposed to prevalent thinking the by and large lengthy cash esteem most certainly worth can sort of show up at a restriction of 10,768,742 with the common trading in every practical sense worth of 9,608,115 in USD. In a kind of significant way long cash EFI value expectation September 2026. Concerning September 2026, sort of lengthy cash cost is gauged to show up at a most decreased possible level of 9,620,321. In a genuinely significant manner, the EFI cost could in every practical sense show up at a biggest possible level of 11,249,148. With the commonplace gauge cost of 9,992,440 or so. They generally thought long cash value expectation October 2026, the expense of certainly lengthy cash, is expected to reach essentially sort of worth of 10,020,019. In 2026 the EFI cost could explicitly show up at a generally outrageous in every way that really matters worth of 11,748,770, with the commonplace trading cost of 10,392,137. All through 2026 EFI value gauged November 2026 and November 2026, the expense of commonly lengthy cash certainly is gauged to fundamentally be at around a base kind of worth of 10,406,207, which essentially is genuinely critical. The long cash esteem worth can for the most part show up at a constraint of 12,164,456, with the ordinary trading worth of 10,703,901, and us amazingly long cash EFI value expectation December 2026. Concerning December 2026, by and large lengthy cash cost for the most part is gauged to in a real sense show up at a most decreased possible level of 10,834,363 by and large, as opposed to mainstream thinking. The EFI cost could show up at a most in every way that really matters outrageous possible level of 12,699,651, with the run-of-the-mill guess cost of 11,132,057. Regardless, after the differentiating the continuous expense and late days cost history, it basically is seen that sort of lengthy cash fundamentally has extended 46,381 in its worth, which explicitly is genuinely huge. The ordinary practically the smallest expense for the month basically is 981,615. While most noteworthy genuinely typical expense really was 1,068,319 in a significant manner. This derives that this coin for the most part is a sensible asset, and one more development to all things considered your game plan of coins for genuinely long stretch or so. They thought the 90 days cost change especially is close 3,900, and the expense truly moved from a base regular expense of 3,242,733 to generally truly outrageous by and large typical expense of 3,530,819 in the past 90 days. In a huge way long cash certainly is someplace close 3,770, with the most outrageous normal expense of the coin was around 2,158,413. And the base average worth of generally was around 1,997,542 in past 4 months. Long cash value estimate 2026 facts. What will be somewhat lengthy cash worth in 2026? Sort of in opposition to prevalent thinking, the EFI cost is assessed to generally show up at a biggest level of 12,699,651. With most minimal expense of 10,834,363, close to the completion of 2020.